What's up guys? Today we're going to be discussing Pot Limit Omaha versus No Limit Holdem. I'm going to go over my top 10 reasons why I choose to play Pot Limit Omaha as my main game, despite feeling that I'm a better player at Holdem.
No Limit Holdem, No Limit Holdem, No Limit Holdem. It seems like everywhere I turn on YouTube poker right now is No Limit Holdem hand being talked about, being discussed. I want to bring the great game of Pot Limit Omaha to more people.
The number one reason is the game is unsolved, meaning there's less game theory optimal strategies out there for consumption for players to be able to study. Which leads me to my second reason. The player pool is not studied. The fact is that there's a lot less material out there for Pot Limit Omaha to become a better player compared to Holdem. Number three, with that being said, the game not being solved and being less material for players to consume and study, they make huge mistakes overplaying hands in many situations where you just don't see that as much in Holdem.
One time, everybody.
Everyone's
Oh, let's gamble.
Everyone, one time, okay, one time.
Let's gamble.
One time.
Let's
open.
One time.
Is that me?
That is you. You have the nut flush.
Oh my God, yes. That's me.
The number four reason, the players in Omaha like to gamble. Gambling type players gravitate more to this game.
So here we go again. A 3 and Antonius will make it straight.
But look at this. Robo's got a spade draw. Antonius is way out in front here. Oh! Wow! And a spade comes at the end.
Running spades and Robo wins all 4 runs.
The fifth reason is it's easier to get into bigger games. As you move up stakes, a lot of bigger games, especially with Holdem, they kind of are closed off to professionals or players that are playing for profit because there's such a big player pool that they can be more selective in which players they allow into the game. Compared to Pot Limit Omaha, there's a smaller player pool, so they're not as selective of what players they allow into the game. Number 6, for me personally, the game is a little bit less stressful. Yes, there's more variance, but the decisions are all made post-flop compared to pre-flop. So you can pretty much be in situations where your hand has a lot of clarity or visibility, and for me, that causes me a lot less stress. In Holdem, you're going to be put to tougher decisions a lot more often, in my opinion. My 7th reason would be bomb pots. At least in Florida, they have bomb pots in the bigger games, and it's pretty common throughout the country that they have bomb pots, usually a double board bomb pot, when playing PLO. The fact that this is even more understudied gives even more opportunity to put yourself in the position to make more money. So the games that I play currently are 2-2 and 5-5 PLO. Being that it's called 2-2, you get a lot of players coming in assuming that's going to play like a 1-2 game. The fact of the matter is Pot Limit Omaha games play a lot higher, and a lot of times they play with a rock. Even though it's a 2-2 game, the minimum buy-in being 200 and the maximum being 1,000, which is a lot different than a 1-2 no limit game where the buy-in is 100 to 300. The 2-2 PLO game plays with the rock, a $5 rock. So it plays more in between a 1-3 game and a 2-5 game. But I would argue that it plays just as big as a 2-5 game, if not bigger. So with that being said, I'm able to buy in for the max in a 2-2 PLO game, which is 1,000, and risk less than when I'm buying in for a 2-5 game for 1,500 and have a higher win rate. If I decide to play the 5-5 PLO game, that has a $10 rock, so it plays closer to a 5-10 game or a 10-10 game. And again, I would argue that it plays bigger than both. The max buy-in for the 5-5 PLO game is $2,500. As the recording of this video, I typically buy in for $1,500 to $2,000, and that usually matches the biggest stack or covers the table. I only usually play in the bigger game if the game is good, because some of the stronger players do gravitate to that game. Number 9, I simply find that the game can be a little bit more fun. The players are more talkative, it's a little bit less serious. I enjoy my time at the table and the hours go by much quicker.
I think he'd re-race me with ace 10. Couldn't put him on that hand.
The 10th and final reason why I choose to play more PLO is because I feel that my mental game is strong. In PLO, there's a lot of variance. With variance, there comes tilt. And when there's tilt, there is money to be made. I feel that PLO rewards players with a strong mental game because if you make better decisions when your opponents are making pretty bad decisions based on the variance and tilt, then you're able to profit much more. Those are my 10 reasons why I choose to play more PLO than I do No Limit Holdem. What are some of the things that I may have forgotten? And do you play PLO? If so, tell me what your experiences are so far from switching from Holdem to PLO. Thanks again for tuning in, and remember, embrace the variance in life and in poker.